How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Well, my royal family, you see what we got here? 20 shot, 11 within same half hour in Chicago this weekend. Now, we are savvy enough, my royal family, to know when it's our own. We got that type of savvy. That's how empathic we are. But it's necessary for me to point out some things on this particular mass shooting. So this article here, I was picking through it. I read the whole thing, but basically, because the main thing that I'm going to talk about is this particular shooting. 7 shot, 2 fatally outside Grand Crossing Bar in drive-by shooting, but it's still considered a mass shooting. And so let me scroll along here. 4 men, 3 women in a crowd, which had spilled out there after a fight inside the bar, were struck, police said. 2 of the men, 39 and 36 years old, died at the University of Chicago Medical Center after being taken into critical condition, police said. The older man was shot in the back and chest, while the others were hit in the neck and chest. Wow. Another man, 36, remained in critical condition. What's that? Christ Medical Center in Oakland with a gunshot wound to the back. Police said the 4th man, 18, was shot in the shoulder and brought himself to the University of Chicago Medical Center, in good condition. 2 of the women, 36 and 35, were taken to St. Bernard Hospital in good condition, police said. The 3rd woman declined medical treatment for a glazed wound to the arm. Police said it is unknown whether the 7 people were the actual target, whether they were part of the fight inside bar. And then it goes on and on and on about other shootings that proceed on. And I'll put the article there. I will put this particular article there. And based on reading this article, this is what we would consider black on black crime. Now, I'm going to play these videos like I do, and I'm going to point out some things that I've been saying for a long time. I repeat myself for a reason, because when the moment will arrive, that's when I can capture the royal family and point out something even deeper. So let's go on here, my royal family.
That's right, Ravi. And police tell us that in the minutes before the shooting took place, there had been a fight inside of the bar, which then spilled outside. But because the shooting was a drive-by, they still do not know for sure whether both of those incidents are connected at this point. The exact circumstances still being investigated, and the shooter remains at large. The shooting took place just after 2 a.m. According to police, it was a man inside a silver Ford sedan who opened fire on a crowd gathered outside of Reynolds Lounge on 75th Street in Ingleside. By the time it was over, 7 people had been hit, 4 men and 3 women. 2 of the men later died at the University of Chicago Hospital.
This shooting may have stemmed from some type of argument, maybe inside of the establishment, and came outside. It's in the preliminaries, and Chicago Police Department are looking at surveillance video footage that may shed some light on how this started, who were the perpetrators, and what happened.
Police say all the victims, except for one, were in their 30s. As he opened the bar earlier today, manager Ken Green said there was a birthday party taking place, which attracted a younger crowd than is usual for the establishment, which has a 2 a.m. license.
It's a Steppers blues type club, so it's really an older club. I was kind of shocked that they even wanted to even be down here.
Of those who survived the shooting, police tell us that one man remains in critical condition at Christ Hospital. The other four suffering only minor gunshot wounds, so they are expected to recover.
Okay, so that's the end of that, and I don't want any pop-ups. So let's make sure that that don't happen. There we go. Put that on mute. And we don't need this one. Let me go over here to the next video so we can get some more detail. Okay, let's get this going.
And one of 7 people shot outside of this Southeast Side lounge early Sunday. Her pants soaked in blood, her shoe on the ground as she sat in the middle of the street crying, waiting for an ambulance. She had been shot in the foot.
She was trying to get to her brother. She wasn't saying, she was just screaming that, don't worry about me, don't take care of me. I just want to get to my brother. I want to find my brother.
Street pastor Dr. Donovan Price was also there following the shooting. And so were police with their military-grade rifles.
People everywhere trying to scramble to find out their loved ones, who was who, their friends, who was who.
Chicago police say it started right around 2 in the morning. A fight broke out inside Reynolds Lounge at 75th and Ingleside. As people spilled outside, a gray 4-door Ford executed a drive-by, shooting 7. 2 men were pronounced dead at the University of Chicago. Family identifies one of the men as Jeremy Carruthers. He just celebrated his 39th birthday in January. He was shot in the back and chest. Carruthers was there with his best friend, 36-year-old Marvin Powell, who was also killed, shot in the neck and chest. The Carruthers family tells me other relatives were shot as well. Of the 7 shot, 3 were women. 2 of those women grazed, one in the foot and one in the arm. They were taken to St. Bernard Hospital. A 36-year-old man now in critical condition at Christ after being shot in the back. The only victim, not in his 30s, an 18-year-old shot in the shoulder. He was taken in good condition to U of C.
Chicago Police Department are looking at surveillance video footage that may shed some light on how this started.
Chicago police say it's unclear if those shot were truly the intended targets. They also say that the shooter or shooters are still out there. Reporting from the University of Chicago.
Okay, my royal family. So let's go back here. So this is obvious black on black crime. You know, we're going to keep it core over here. And we already know that this is something that in America, our enemies like to throw in our face. And I've had them say it to me, and I know they have said it to you, and I know how to respond to it. They'll say, what about black on black crime? Well, there's a couple of things that's going on. First and foremost, when they say, what about black on black crime, they cannot take how they look in this system, all right? Because it's not a good look. It's not a good look at all. And we have sense enough to know that the people that you're the closest to, if there's a volatile situation that'll happen, it doesn't matter the race. But they always pointing to us. There's a reason for everything. And so how I respond to it is, well, what about black on black crime? You don't give a damn about us. You should be happy that more black people is dead. So that's how you handle the enemy. So that shit ain't working. You got to know how to use, unquote, the art of war. You got to know how to get in the enemy's psyche. You got to know how to do this stuff, my royal family, so the enemy don't throw you off. Because they feel some kind of way when they're on the world stage, you know, and they try their best to outdo us. Now, the other thing, you know, this is the part that where I can capture the royal family real good, like what I do with my children. I've often said, if you really want your children to listen to you, wait till they're in a state of pain. You know, you're trying to advise them. So I often say that I am, because I always start with me first, am affected by the system. Okay, we know that the enemy is violent, and any race of people can be violent. We all been affected. We all in this shithole, all of us. So I'm not surprised what I see in any race of people when it comes to violence. Not shocked at all. And we will see more of it. Now, it's a dual thing going in my mind. Even though they'll try to put this up to shame us, even though they know they don't give a damn about us, it's really not a problem to them as long as it's contained to us. But the day, which will happen, and mark my words, the day when we go to guns a-blazing on the enemy, then it's time to do something. Go figure. And you see how the enemy gets down. You see they ain't even trying to do anything when they take out their own. You know, they're shamed about it, but they ain't gonna do nothing about it. It's like, let's act like that is not there. Now, we, my royal family, should not act like it's not there, because we got things that we need to deal with. When I talk about our immediate situation, when I talk about getting, unquote, our house in order, we have no damn business going to guns a-blazing and shooting each other. All right, I can understand we get mad, you know, and how I look at it is how, like, I grew up. You put your guns down, you put your knife down, any little, you know, weapon you got, square up, you know, bust each other's ass and keep it moving. I didn't have my fair share of fist fights. Have I lost a fight? No, I haven't. But if I did, I would have told you. You know, I keep it core over here, and damn near lost some fights, and squared up and did what you had to do. I know my husband said he got in some. He said some he lost, some he won. But to kill my own people, that would take a lot. It would take a lot. It would have to be some circumstances that I'm forced to do, because I'm not trying to kill my people. But on a serious note, that's how I feel. Like, if two people can't stand each other, let them duke it out. You know, go back in the tool shed, thug out. Don't kill your own. You know, but that is our duty and our responsibility to deal with our shit, because there is shit. Now, we always pointing out the enemy's shit, and we're going to continue to point out the enemy's shit, but we need to deal with our unquote shit. And it hurts me when I see my own doing this ignorant ass shit. See, this is how you deal with this. So you're not going to hear the enemy get on anything, no, on the world stage, or even on social media, and say, hey, we need to stop doing these mass shootings. I've heard Mr. Superboy talk about this, and some others too. So we're going to keep this shit real core. So all this ignorant shit that we doing to each other, all this foul shit that we doing to each other, we need to stop. And we need to deal with it. That's about our media situation. Shit that's popping off this ignorant, foul, devour in our individual, personal families. Speak on it. I'm not saying that maybe they will and won't listen, but there is an order of everything, and you can see everything is out of order, and it shows you the times that we are in. It's said in the good book that our royals would be wicked and wise. They know what the fuck going on. Listen to them rap songs. Ain't all that gibberish. It's some shit they be saying. It's like these kids can see the future. They ain't like old folks. So we in a bowl, we in a cesspool, and we got to rise above this cesspool, because we'll continue to get affected so deeply. See, we good at what we do. We're really good at what we do. And we good at also being negative. I've always recognized that. And we can rise to that occasion too. And that concerns me. Do I have an absolute answer? Hell no. That's why I always say that we all were born here with a little piece of the puzzle that the Creator gave us. We were granted gifts. So collectively, we all have to deal with our unquote shit. I know it's hard what I'm saying. I don't like what I'm saying, but I have to speak on it, and I have to be core, because I'm good at beating down the enemy, like many. But when reality is in my face, I'm going to address it. But again, like I've told my children, I always start with me. I cannot cast any stones out to anyone. Oh, trust and believe, true royal, have made mistakes. I'm affected. And somebody one time asked me, why you do what you do, when I do negative stuff. I was being petty. It was being maybe vindictive, feeling some kind of way, don't want to be, I can identify with my feelings. I don't feel like being rational at that time. I want to be highly dysfunctional at that time. And that's just how I get down. That's just how I get down. If you ask me, I'll tell you. Maybe. Depending on how I feel. But I love you, my royal family. I truly, truly do. And this is the shit that we got to address, and it not the enemy's duty and responsibility. We have to really address our immediate situation. So I'm going to leave it right there, my royal family. So check this out. Render your voice with your beautiful, divine words. And as always, my royal family, I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe.